You're looking at the real deal now. Gonna kick this sorry ass out on the street.
How is it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lowdown Show right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, your Canadian wrestling podcast that talks about NXT and No Holds Barred on anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy on Twitter as well. If you want to give us a follow on Instagram, No Holds Barred WP is where you can find us on there. If you want to listen to us on the go, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Spreaker is where you can find us. Spreaker is a glorious podcast app that's available for all Android and Apple devices. It is free to download and free to make a profile. It allows you to listen live and chat with us live when we're on the air and listen to all previous episodes of the podcast as well. If you want to watch any video versions of the podcast, 2K content, unboxings, and any kind of video versions of our podcast, like I just said, it'll be on youtube.com/NHBWR. That's where you can hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for all upload updates, and again, see all that content. I am your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, as always, and on the Lowdown Show, I'm always joined by my co-host. He is the blissful boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Lana is the best, Lana number one. Lana is the best, Lana number one.
For those tweets this week, she is the best, and she is number one.
And Rusev number one, too. But,
apparently it was her. According to sources, quote-unquote sources, Rusev grabbed Lana's phone and tweeted on her profile, which I complete bullshit. Stop it. Tiffany in the chat from That Ass Podcast, guys, go check them out. Awesome relationship-based podcast. They are on YouTube and they are on Twitter. Go give them a follow. Tiffany and the other co-host, James. I don't know if I'm going to read that. Woo to my two favorite daddies. Damn.
Right. Okay.
Anyways,
right,
guys,
let's just keep it PG.
We're here. We didn't skip out, unlike, we didn't no-show, unlike some people there to be, not named Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God.
What the hell, man? How do you no-show Monday night? These contract talks must be really, really bad for this dude to not show up on Raw. They are hyping it all weekend. They are hyping it right after the pay-per-views, like, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are going to come face-to-face, and they were hyping it all show, and then, like, literally all of a sudden, they have Roman come out and say that Lesnar just decided to no-show, and cut a pretty good, decent promo, but then we find out after this was WWE officials and Vince McMahon being pissed off that Lesnar no-showed, and I guess the current contract talks are up in cahoots with Vince McMahon. So literally this was Vince McMahon that wrote something for Roman and said, all right, go out there and say this. So Roman was basically the puppet here. It was literally like Vince's hand was shoved up his ass and talking through his mouth. Like, this was literally what it was. Like, everyone's on Twitter going, everyone giving Roman shit. Look at this, he cuts a good promo. You mean Vince McMahon cuts a good promo? Let's be real here. It was not thought up out of Roman Reigns' head. I read the reports. This was all written by Vince McMahon. Because it was a little contract dispute with Brock Lesnar. And, God, the guy no-shows. Jesus, man.
The big puppet.
Like, the guy that's literally been the most paid guy in the WWE for a while now. No-shows. You know something's going bad with these contract talks? I mean, this guy just decides to no-show. To me, like, over the years, it just seems like he's been not like a dick, but he's been more loyal to WWE. And all of a sudden now he's just like, nah, you know what? I'm not going to show up. You don't want to have a good contract talk with me? I'm just not going to show up on your show the show that you hype me around. And he's not back. His next televised event is in 2 weeks. It's not next week's Raw. It's the week after. We don't even know if he's going to show up for that one. So you're trying to build your WrestleMania main event, right, with these two guys. And the one guy no-shows. Right, this should be the main event. 100%. Let's not put Nakamura in style. I heard that that's going to be the first match on the goddamn show. Those reports are true, man. Oh, my God, are they ever delusional? I mean, they're already delusional, but they're even more delusional.
Well, I mean, Roman's, he deserves the main event 4 straight WrestleManias.
Deserves? God, they've
Yeah.
been the worst WrestleMania match of all time. I got into an argument with someone about WrestleMania 31. And I want to know if you guys are on my side or on this guy's side out there. He's trying to tell me that match was actually good and it was, quote-unquote, hard-hitting. Whatever that means. I rewatched that match twice. And literally the only thing that made that match stand out was because the rest of the card was underwhelming as shit. You think about it. Put that match aside. Tell me what you remember from WrestleMania 31 that stood out. Besides Sting and Triple H, that's just the nostalgia factor. Nothing really stood out.
Besides Rollins cashing in? Nope.
Nothing. That's why that match looked good. And people were saying, but even before Rollins cashed in, that match was actually good.
Don't remember anything from that match.
So now I give him this kind of like perspective. I'm like, hey, so now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of semi-agree with you. Okay, the match was good. But compared to this year's card, the rumored potential of this year's card, you're putting the exact same match on, it's going to get fucking shit out of the water. Like, it's going to suck. It's going to suck. It's going to be as bad as it was in the 31 one. But now you're going to see how bad it is. Especially now that the current rumors of Brock Lesnar leaving. This is going to be WrestleMania 20 all over again. Literally, the crowd at that event, when it was Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, they knew Brock was leaving. They knew Goldberg was leaving. So they shit all over that match. What the fuck do you think they're going to do to this match? Not only you got the fans that hate Roman, which makes up 90% of the WrestleMania crowd, you're also going to get the same people and more knowing that fully well that Brock Lesnar is going to drop the title at this year's WrestleMania. It's the most obvious goddamn match on the card. It's pathetic. This is the main event? This is what you build around? Vince McMahon is clearly fucking insane. Okay? He is the definition of insanity. Doing something over and over and over again, expecting a different result. It's exactly what they're doing with Roman Reigns.
Oh, man, he cut the promo of his life on Monday, It's supposed to get him over.
The promo of his life? It was Vince's hand. You can see his hand coming out of his mouth. He's a fucking puppet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the promo of his life. That's supposed to get us excited for Roman Reigns,
It got me nothing. I don't know what the hell these people on Twitter were talking about. Oh, no, Roman Reigns. Oh, it's so good. All you haters out there. Shut the fuck up. Can you get out from under the rock you're living under, please? Wake up and smell the goddamn coffee. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, in the chat, we got CupidGirl125. Beauty and the Beast is here, and she had a good time ranting on Michael Chow's last weekend. Yes, we caught your podcast, you and Datila on his podcast very well. Very good job. Very well done. We also got Amanda Greenholtz in here. What is going on? New to the chat here. How is it going? She says WrestleMania is going to suck. I hope not. I'm going. Me and Corporate Cappy are going there. Driving all the way from Niagara Falls. God, I hope it's semi-good. Like, I want to make sure that it's good. There you Tiffany. I will be probably really, really drunk. If I have to sit there and endure Roman, Roman and Brock in the main event's going to make me drink more.
No, we'll be walking out.
Yeah, I'm going to be taken out by security.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So let's talk about NXT. So we're at NXT St Catharines over the weekend.
Yeah, that was really good. I briefly mentioned it on the headlines on Saturday. It was a really, really good event. The matches were all solid. Match of the night with Buddy Murphy and Ricochet. Very, very good match by Ricochet. Definitely turned some eyes, especially our Corporate Cappy here has definitely turned his eyes on Ricochet and seen how good of a wrestler he is and what he's going to bring to NXT once they start using him on a daily basis. I can't wait for that.
And then we had the mixed tag main event, which was cool, even though Gargano's gone.
Yeah, so if you guys seen, and you've seen it tonight if you watched NXT, they showed the video, the WWE.com exclusive of Johnny Gargano having to fill his prior commitments while he's signing his NXT termination paper. That was part of the agreement. So his prior commitments are the live events. So we got to witness the live event of one of his commitments. So we got to see the main event of Zelina Vega and Almas against Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. It was a good wrestling match, but literally the majority of it was a showman type of match. They're really like playing the crowd, doing a lot of antics in the ring, which is good. You need stuff like that, and it made it really good. Like I shit all over types of matches like that, especially at live events when like I've had bad experiences with those. I think I had like Tyler Breeze against Sin Cara one time. It was just not the greatest thing to do, but it worked for these guys, so that was really cool. Something else that stood out to me in that one, there was no Undisputed Era. They kind of screwed us over with that because they advertised Adam Cole and Undisputed Era, but they didn't show up. So I'm like, okay. Like I really wanted them there. I even bought the T-shirt.
You bought the T-shirt that was there, but they weren't.
But it was a really good event.
Again,
NXT live events are really good.
Our card was really good.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance to go see an NXT live event, please do so. If it's coming anywhere near you, you won't regret it. Me and Cappy have now been to 2 in the last 6 months because it's come back here, so it's been great.
You always leave happy. It's a good show.
Yeah. Michael Chow TV joined the chat. What's going on? He also has a fantastic wrestling podcast. Go check him out. He's available on Spreaker as well as us. So if you like us, you can like his podcast. He reviews Raw and SmackDown. We are the NXT review show. The Lowdown Show guys right here. If you guys don't know, we review NXT every single week. We don't do the main roster for obvious reasons because main roster is just too cringe to even review. AKA this week was even worse. Oh my God, SmackDown. I watched the beginning of SmackDown and that was it. I turned it off. I'm like, no, that's it. I saw what they announced with John Cena. I thought they were going to go in a different direction. They went in the worst direction possible. Why didn't do Nakamura versus Cena for the WrestleMania match, or like the shot at Fastlane to build Fastlane more and to sell tickets? I don't know why they didn't go in that direction. They decided to go in the direction of Cena burying AJ Styles on SmackDown. Even though it was a good match, they still buried the champion. The champion shouldn't be losing like this going into WrestleMania season or in WrestleMania season. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Especially now going into a Fastlane match that's triple stacked against him. Now it's a 6-pack challenge because Cena beat Styles to get into it. I just thought that was a really, really terrible creative decision, and the rest of SmackDown was just as terrible. And it sucks because stuff happens good on SmackDown. It's just like they haven't done anything to keep eyes on SmackDown. Like, the Usos had a good promo, and New Day sort of turned serious for a split second, even though all the rest of the shit they did on SmackDown was complete cringe. If they had to do serious promos against each other from the start, the feud would look better. To me now, it's too watered down. But, I don't know. Just in Raw was meh for me. It was literally on the fence. It was like, nah. That's literally my reaction, because I don't know what to think of Raw.
But maybe we should talk about a good show.
And that is the A show in our eyes. If you guys don't believe us, you're entitled to your opinion, but we think NXT is the A show because they deliver every single week with little criticism here and there, but to me it outshines both Raw and SmackDown. And that's combined 5 hours of television. This is 1 hour, barely 1 hour of television, and it beats it.
I think NXT is getting up to second almost.
Yeah, and like 205 Live this week was even
That's
great.
What I meant. 205 Live and NXT.
That's doing very, very well. And this week's episode was really good.
The tournament is getting everybody excited for it. So,
and if you guys missed 205 Live, go check it out. Especially Roderick Strong against Kalisto. Very, very hard hitting match. Anyways, as for NXT tonight. Looks like we were talking about it during the show me and Cappy were watching. Looks like they're fully going to stick with staying in Atlanta. I don't know if there's some issues with Full Sail University or maybe there's a contract ending there. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like they're just going to be doing from Atlanta from now on, which I'm fine with. It doesn't really matter to me. They seem to be a good crowd. I haven't had any problems with the Atlanta crowd. So we are going to be sticking with Atlanta, I guess. This episode of NXT was highlighted by the Shayna and Cara Zane match. It was supposed to be a first. I thought there was going to be a first round of the Dusty Rhodes Classic tonight, but I guess not. We opened up with a pretty sweet promo though about the Gargano and Almas match last week. Definitely a real tearjerker. Like, this was literally a very sad promo, and then we got the Ciampa wave at the end. That was the best part of the whole promo.
The Ciampa wave, it was so symbolic. It was great.
it is, as you say, it was symbolic. They put it in the video intro of the show. And you pointed out that he's in there 3 times. Ciampa is heavily featured in the intro to the show. Oh, man. Okay, but especially the wave that we just saw in that promo, it literally was like 2 seconds in the intro video.
I know. But God, that promo video was so good to start the show.
Yeah. It made you. It literally, again, like a tearjerker. It ripped at your heartstrings because you feel for Johnny Gargano what happened last week, and it was the end, basically, quote unquote, the end of his career. So, like, it sucks. So I'm hoping this storyline. Well, we'll see. Well, what we got at the end of the show doesn't look like they're going to continue with that storyline with Almas, but as for Ciampa, we don't know what's going to go on or when that's going to start. I figured they probably start something with Ciampa tonight, but we'll see what happens. We opened up with the Velveteen Dream against Tyler Bate. Very, very shockingly intro match to the first tapings. This is the first taping for the 4-week taping. They're building off the backstage promo Dream had a while back when he was talking about Tyler Bate. So I figured that it eventually would need to happen. We're going to get it right here tonight. Crowd was very behind both guys. Obviously, Dream's getting a lot of attention right now with his Twitter tweets. I don't know if you guys have seen him yet, calling out all the indie people. And look, he's going up against an indie guy right here. But it was a very good back and forth matchup. I really enjoyed it. Bate eventually tried to do a superplex after getting momentum. He gets pushed off, and then Dream just hits the purple Rainmaker for the win. And Bates' losing streak continues, man. This guy is on a bad, bad losing streak.
Something's got to happen with this guy. I don't know what they're going to do.
What was I think the last time he won, was that the Pete Dunne? No, Pete Dunne beat him. When was the last time that Tyler Bate won?
It was to qualify to become the number 1 contender in that match.
That was the last time he won, eh?
Yeah.
So he's been on a big losing streak ever since.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is young, so like he's probably just, paying his dues right now.
Yeah, 20 years old, man. That's incredible.
Yeah.
This guy's got a long career ahead of him. Yeah.
I don't care if he loses a couple matches here and there. It's all right for the kid.
I just worry. I hope WWE holds on to him. He can be a guy who can stay in NXT for a long time. You know what I mean? Because he's so young. He doesn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, and then you got him and Velveteen Dream, who are 2 like really young up and coming stars in the.
These guys can hang around for a bit and get homegrown built to the main event level, man.
Yeah, I feel like these guys need to stay down for a while. I really hope they don't rush Velveteen Dream because the guy, he's good, but he still needs some seasoning. I feel like he needs another year or so in NXT.
Yeah. Oh, he has the potential, man. Vince is gonna love him if they push him the right way. With all like his decisions on the main roster, like I could always see him turning babyface in the main roster, and that'd be the worst idea imaginable.
Oh, Bobby Roode style?
Yeah, exactly. Bobby Roode is not a babyface. If you guys watch if you watch SmackDown, Bobby Roode on TV makes me sick as a babyface. It's so bad. Like it makes me like almost vomit. It's so bad. I think Bobby Roode even knows how bad he is as a babyface because it's literally cringe. I can't watch it. I can't. I want to rip my eyes out of my socket. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. He's got to turn heel. I don't understand why they keep him as a babyface. It doesn't work. Anyways, so hopefully Tyler Bate can bounce back from this loss. We'll see. I don't
know where Velveteen Dream's going from here, but
I honestly think they're waiting because the Impact tapings are a little behind. I think they're waiting for those to end where EC3 is gone so they can start the EC3 thing. I really hope they're doing that way because to me it's what they're trying to do right now or else EC3 wouldn't he have debuted on TV already? Like what else are they doing?
I don't know.
He hasn't even been at NXT live events.
I guess they're just keeping him off, maybe till after WrestleMania.
It's tough. Hopefully, they have.
And they'll repackage him as Derek Bateman.
He comes back as Derek Bateman. Yeah. We had a Paul Ellering backstage promo.
Oh. This put me to sleep. I was yawning during this. So boring.
I think I remember that. Promos about AOP and their Dusty Rhodes Classic win last year. Then they started hyping up that this year they look to basically reclaim their title and assert their dominance once again in the tag team division of NXT.
Yeah, and it was like weird. They were at like a bottom of a stairwell, and he was at the top of it, and then like both members of AOP kind of just came over over the railing. It was like, wow, this was just.
Can they not scream in Samoan anymore?
Was this needed? Can they just get called up as Roman's security team already?
Oh, they will. They will. They're gonna have those big like vests that they have. It's gonna have a big giant
the Ninja
R.
Turtles.
It's gonna be a big R on the front for Roman. Paul Ellering's gonna be like the manager. It's gonna be like a big 4-man faction there. It's gonna be like the new Authority team.
Yeah, they can add Corporate Kane and
there you go. Yeah, Corporate Kane is like an associate. There you go. They can bring back J&J Security. Then it'll be a big giant, be like the new corporation. Vince McMahon can even be part of it. You can be back on TV a little bit full time here.
Yeah, and they can have Corporate Show with his nice clean shave now.
Yeah, you don't want Styles, you want Reigns, and you want Sheamus.
Yeah, you can add Sheamus to the corporation. Why not?
Sheamus in a suit, slick back mohawk.
God.
Anyways, we moved on from this. We had Cesar Bononi versus Adam Cole. I was saying that during the show. I'm like, they got to change his name. Cesar Bononi. To me, that's just like, I can't look at the guy.
Jobber.
I can't take the guy serious when the name was Cesar Bononi.
He goes in the same category as Chris Starr and Riley Apex.
Like, you hear Cesar Bononi, then when he comes out, you're like, yeah, you don't look like a Cesar Bononi, dude. What the hell is that? Keeper Girl 125 dropping some news in the chat. I like that news. I heard that Big Show's contract expired today. Yeah, okay. And Cobra Cappy replies back with saddest day in history. Yeah, all right. Anyways, back to Cesar Bononi, the next upcoming star.
How did he win, like, up-and-coming star?
Apparently he won the 2017 up-and-coming future star of NXT.
What did he do to deserve that?
If he's the future star, can he change his name, please?
The guy's so generic.
I can't get behind him or start to with a name like Cesar Bononi.
Can he get the
that sounds like a Italian pastry chef at a freaking donut shop, man.
Can he just change his name to Cesar?
Just Cesar? Yeah, it'd be close to Cesaro, but...
Cesar and Cesaro tag team, but no. The name's awful.
Like Bononi, come on.
The guy
you really do something different than that.
The guy just seems stale as bread, by the way. Like, no character whatsoever.
His look is so weird. He's got the grungy, like, big guy, heelish look, and then his name's Cesar Bononi.
Put him as like a babyface in this match. I thought he was in like a faction with a couple other people.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe they're not pulling the trigger like that, or with that. They're really trying to grow this guy, I guess. We've seen a lot of him over the last couple of months. Adam Cole gets on the mic. He says, guys, you don't understand. Well, we're in the ring with the 2017 future star of NXT. And he says there's only one place for a future star, and that is in the Undisputed Era. And then they toss him a shirt. And while he's standing there contemplating joining Undisputed Era, Cole jumps him from behind. Bononi actually eventually starts to fight back. The match gets underway. Bononi would eventually get distracted by O'Reilly and Fish. And then he turns around right into a super kick. And oh my God, was that ever a lethal super kick, man. You could hear that from probably all the way down to Full Sail with that super kick. And then a knee to the back of the head, and then Adam Cole wins over Cesar Bononi. All three of them attack Bononi after the bell and then stand over him posing.
I just found it funny how they threw him a shirt and he kind of looked at it and then, nope, you waited too long.
Yeah. It's like, no. You should have decided you had a 2-second gap there.
Adam Cole did the Adam Cole baby thing after he hit him, and that super kick that he did, you went nuts over that.
Yeah, he did that baby thing. He went, you put the whole like classic. Yeah, it was me. Anyways, we followed this by a Cara, Zane, and Baszler highlight package of their NXT career so far. Again, a very well done NXT promo guys are out of this world. They basically showed also how dominant Baszler's been in this division, almost going through the entire division. They even showed the footage of her at the Performance Center. Like, oh, look, a couple of people practicing, what did she say? Practicing something in the ring? Submissions in the ring or something like that. And it showed her getting in and choking out the one girl, and even including her matches with Ember Moon, how dominant she's been over Ember Moon. And then they also show Cara Zane coming from behind, attacking her. I think that was last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago. And this would lead to their match tonight. But before that, we had a Street Profits Street interview I want to talk about, because this is probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. Great. So Street Profits are out in the streets somewhere, basically talking about the Dusty Rhodes Classic and saying, "Oh, yo, we should go around and ask random people who they think they should win the Dusty Rhodes Classic." And it started out with Montez Ford. I wish I wrote the names down that they said. They gave each other like weird names, but they're interviewing each other, pretending that each other were a random person on the street.
Pete from Alabama or
something?
something?
Pete from Alabama.
The other guy was like something Washington. They were just interviewing themselves.
And the second one where Montez Ford gets interviewed, and after he's done asking the question, he just runs away, just runs down the street. If you guys missed this, please go watch this.
It's like when he runs into the crowd.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do from here. Obviously, they're in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, and I really hope that they move on by beating Heavy Machinery next week. But
yeah.
Apparently at the live event, who did they face? Didn't they face? I can't remember who they faced. Street Profits. Didn't they face O'Reilly and Fish?
Oh yeah, I believe so, and they won.
Yeah. So
that's interesting. Cuba Girl, yes, Kyle O'Reilly did play the guitar. If you have to go back and look closely, he did. Okay. Montez Ford was Pete, and then Angelo Dawkins was Washington.
God,
I just loved it when he just ran. He just booked it down the street.
They didn't even try to change up their appearance or anything either.
No, they're great
themselves.
These guys are hilarious, man. I hope they win the Classic. They're still my picks. I'm still rocking with them. So after that, we got the Cara Zane versus Shayna Baszler match, rematch of the finals of the Mae Young Classic. Very, very hard fought back and forth match here. Lots of hard strikes, so you can really feel the intensity in the strikes here between both of them. Cara eventually would start to gain momentum and set up for the elbow, her famous elbow drop, but Baszler capitalizes on that, and if I'm saying this right, hits the Karafuta driver and the Karafuta clutch right after, and then Baszler chokes out and makes Cara Zane tap out. Damn. So getting the upper hand and winning the official rematch from the Mae Young Classic final. After that, Baszler was seen yelling at the commentary desk about Ember calling her out. Now she's calling Ember out and says, "I'm either going to be leaving with her title or without a limb."
I like that. And I also love her. I love her tagline: either nap, tap, or tap, nap, or snap, or something like that.
Yeah, tap, nap, or snap. You're either gonna nap, tap, or snap.
I love it.
Insane. I think that was Kari's first loss. I'm pretty sure that was her first loss.
First time she's gotten pinned because she lost in the Fatal 4-Way.
Well, she didn't get pinned. She submitted.
Yeah. But either way, she didn't. Well, she wasn't the person that took the fall in the Fatal 4-Way.
So her first loss, officially her first one-on-one loss, right here, and to Shayna Baszler. Man, I'm glad it was to Shayna Baszler. I think it makes her look very, very dominant here, and I think this is a very, very good job of asserting her dominance here because it looks like they're in all directions, or just what this division, what it's looking like. I think Baszler is going to win the NXT Women's Championship eventually. I even think it'd probably be a takeover New Orleans.
I think 100% she's winning it if we heard the rumors of Ember Moon getting called up after or for the draft.
Man, when she becomes champion, who the hell is going to take her down?
Baszler's going to be the most dominant champion since Asuka, guaranteed. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only been one champion in between there, but I mean, like, she has a chance to have like an Asuka-like run because she's that believable and she's that good as just a badass champion.
Like, I hope they have plans for this women's division right now because it's looking very, very slim. You think about it, once Ember Moon gets called up, who are the top people in the division? You got Shayna Baszler, Cara Zane, Nikki Cross. That's it.
Yeah, and Peyton Royce and Billy Kay whenever they can get back in the ring, but apparently they're getting called up too. So
That's what I mean.
they better start restocking the shelves soon.
Yeah, hope they start bringing more girls from that Mae Young Classic, or else Bianca Belair probably. Hopefully, we've had a couple of showcase matches from her lately, so hopefully her.
But it seemed like the men had to restock the shelves a couple months ago, and now it looks like the women have to restock the shelves now.
Yeah. So we got this. I thought this was going to be the main event, and it wasn't. We had announced earlier in the night that Andre Cien would be in the ring and live with Selena Vega. So he comes out. I'm going to get through half of this because my network literally cut out halfway through this for whatever reason. So Cappy got to see the end of it. So they are talking about their feud with Gargano and him being out of NXT for good, and a clean sweep of their matches. And the crowd
clean sweep? Whoop, whoop.
Saying they don't care about what the NXT universe thinks. Says she's not like Candice. Vega says she's not like Candice LeRae, who feeds off her husband's success.
Oh,
so that's all I got. So my feed cut out. So I'll let Cappy take over from here.
Yeah, that was basically it. Like they just kind of ended the segment with that, and then they were going up the ramp, and like I was like, okay, like are we not going to get to know who their challenger is going to be? And as they're on the stage, apparently there's another entrance now. Beside like coming in from the barricade, so there's like two entrances now. So they were standing up on the ramp, and then Alistair Black's music hit, and he came out, and he kind of got in the ring and just kind of stared at them, and then all of a sudden Killian Dane's music hit, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So then Killian Dane came out, stared at both of them, and then Dane and Black just started brawling. And Killian Dane did, the one of those splashes onto Alistair Black, and left him sitting him laying in the ring, and Vega and Almas just kind of left. So it looks like we're gonna get Killian Dane versus Alistair Black next week. Not sure if it's a number one contender match yet, but it looks like it's going towards that way.
Wow! So we're getting a Killian Dane push here. Very, very awesome. I like that. I think all signs are going to point towards, though, an Alistair Black Cien Almas match at TakeOver New Orleans. I really doubt Alistair Black loses to a guy like Killian Dane. Alistair Black is basically almost the poster person of NXT right now. As much as Almas has been such a successful, or had a successful run with this NXT title, and what Vega's done for his career, I still think the face of NXT right now is Alistair Black. So I think
it was Gargano, but I think he's gone.
Yeah. I think we're gonna get that. I'm still on the non-sanctioned match train, and we're gonna get that at New Orleans for the last and final hoorah in NXT for Gargano. But I don't want him to get called up because I don't think he'll be pushed the same on main roster unless they bring him to 205 Live. Then I'm all for that because I know Triple H is running that. That's why it's something awesome now that you can think about that if someone gets called up to 205 Live, you don't have to be like pissed off or scared for them because Hunter is running it. He's gonna be building 205 Live the same way he's building NXT, and we're gonna get lots of that, guys. So stay tuned. I know it's a little bit sort of slow right now because they're fixated on the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, but I've read reports that Hunter has big plans for 205 Live for 2018. It's all going to start right after WrestleMania, so just brace yourselves. And that'll be good, too, because then they get the extra 15 minutes or extra 20 minutes that they lose from the Mixed Match Challenge. So we all know how good that is. Well, I mean, I don't like it. But,
I like it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know. I've been hearing that WrestleMania might have an NXT match, like a showcase NXT match, to try to get more people to buy the network to watch NXT or to watch NXT.
Yeah,
so I
be on
could
the pre-show.
Gargano Ciampa being on the WrestleMania main card because you can't
main card.
Yeah, I think it will be.
I seen the DVD cover already. I don't see them anywhere on it, so I'd put them in the pre-show.
Well, who wants to see that in the pre-show? That's a main event quality match. Well, not main event.
Vince McMahon booking WrestleMania. You gotta remember, it's Vince McMahon.
Yeah, but if he wants to showcase an NXT match, then
he'll put it the last pre-show match, right before the card starts, right when there's enough people in the arena and enough people tuning in. Well, he's not going to put the 5:45 match. We all know that's like the death sentence for WrestleMania card. You got
hopefully
fucking
it's
people,
not the cruiserweight match.
You got fucking people like Road Dogg tweeting on Twitter saying that the pre-show is just as good as being on the WrestleMania card, even though it's not even featured on DVD. So they don't get anyone that's on the pre-show match doesn't get any of the DVD sales because they don't include the pre-show on the DVD. So
that's sad. It's like last year with Neville and Austin Aries.
So, I mean, if you're on the pre-show, I'd be pissed too. And Road Dogg's like, oh, stop complaining. The pre-show is just as good as the main card. No, it's not. Half the pre-show, there's only half the people in the arena. Fuck 5:45 match, you're wrestling in front of 100 people. It looks like an empty arena match. God, what's he talking about? He's also delusional, man. He's drinking the same thing whatever Vince is drinking right now. Wouldn't have to deal with creative. Anyways, good episode of NXT this week. I thought it was all right. We got some storylines that are building right now. Looks like we're heading towards Ember, Shayna. Zane's probably still going to stay in the mix, depending on what Nikki Cross does. Maybe they do a fatal four-way. We also got Killian, Dane, Black, and Almas in the mix here. Nothing yet out of Gargano and Ciampa. We'll see what happens with that. And we got the Dusty Rhodes Classic officially starting next week because they have announced that TM61 and Authors of Pain will meet each other in the first round, a rematch from last year's final. So next week is a big episode of NXT as well. So you know what I mean? Every week of NXT is huge. You're not going to next week's SmackDown or Raw going, oh, great, what's going to happen this week? That's going to be terrible.
Can't wait for the 6-woman tag this week.
Yeah. So exciting.
It's actually meaningful matches they're building towards every week.
Yeah. Cuba Girl's got a question in chat. Where the hell is Noam Dar? Let's just be, again, like I said before, we got to stay, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, just patient. Be patient right now.
Because there's only
Live.
16 people in the tournament, and a lot of them, or a couple of them, weren't even from the rosters.
And they only have 45 minutes to do the show, or literally almost 40, because that mixed match goddamn challenge takes up 20 minutes of 205 Live time. So they literally have no time to do anything.
And keep them off of Raw, because them on Raw is terrible. So I'm glad they're keeping them off Raw. It's one of the good bright spots of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're
doing good with 205, even with this 40 minute gap. They get two matches in, and then they do enough promo packages to make it look good. So can you imagine what it's going to look like when it's a full hour show, just like NXT? It's going to 205 Live is going to be great.
Basing it off what Triple H does, if somebody doesn't have a storyline, don't bother putting them on right now. Like, just keep them off. Don't put them on for like a useless match that's not going to lead anywhere. So they don't have anything for them, they're leaving them off.
AKA facing, I'll use the WWE term, enhancement talent match.
God, those are the worst.
And then the enhancement talent will get beat up so bad he'll have to go to a local medical facility.
Wow, you're really drinking the Kool-Aid right now. but yeah, if Noam Dar doesn't have a storyline, he doesn't need to be on TV. That's my thought.
Mm-hmm. So is Tommaso Ciampa speaking soon about what? I'm guessing soon enough they'll probably have him come in an in-ring segment. Probably one of those like dimmed light segments where he's in the middle of the ring.
My God, the Sicilian psychopath.
Mamma mia.
God, moral.
Anyways, guys, it's that time of the show where we get into the list of 10.
10.
You know what? You know what happens? You know what's gonna happen? You just made the list!
That's right. Welcome to the list of 10, that part of the show where myself and Corporate Cappy have our superstar or moment of the week that makes the list or gets a perfect 10 rating. And we'll start off, as always, with none other than Corporate Cappy.
Wouldn't say it's a list moment, but side note, our Ty Dillinger sighting, everyone.
Yes,
he was on shocker, the dark match of SmackDown where he defeated Mojo Rawley.
Wow. The career of Ty Dillinger just exploding right now on the dark matches. He is the perfect dark match, Ty Dillinger.
The perfect dark match.
God. Anyways, what is your first moment or superstar of the week?
My 10 moment this week is we're finally getting some Sasha and Bayley deception.
Mm-hmm.
From going back to Elimination Chamber, where so I love the memes people are making of Sasha holding or grabbing Bayley's arm and then kicking her down and like inputting the Lion King music of where
the Mufasa and Simba,
yeah. Oh my God, it was great. And then obviously on Raw they had, for some reason, we had a 6-woman tag, and then so Sasha's trying to tag Bayley in, and Bayley jumps off the apron and won't tag her in. So I don't know if they're gonna. Whichever one turns, I don't even care at this point if it's Sasha or it's Bayley. One of them's got to turn because this feud, like Gargano and Ciampa, doesn't need a title. It's such a good one-on-one feud with their story.
I
and their
wish it was for the
each
title
other.
though. Hunter really wanted it for a title, and I think it would have made.
Well, we know
would've
that
boosted
didn't
it
happen.
up.
But again,
I want to see
if
Bliss
there's-
and Nia.
But again, if there's a match that doesn't need a title, it's this match with the
Yeah.
women. I don't think there's another women's match that doesn't need a title or without a title that you would say I'm excited for this. I'm so excited for this to finally happen. I think Bayley turning heel, it would be good for her, honestly.
I think it just would have helped what they've done with them in the past and helped because Sasha should have had her moment at 32, right? She should have won the title there. That should have been her moment. Bayley should have won at 33, but they ruined that too by making her beat Charlotte early at Fastlane. This should have been for one of the This should have been for the title. That way, one of them would at least get their WrestleMania moment now that they should have gotten the last 2 WrestleManias before that. So,
But nope, Sasha got beat clean by Alexa in the chamber, which was shocking to me. But yeah, we're finally going to get the wheels rolling with this. It needed to happen. Both of them needed something like this. Like they both bring the best out of each other in a feud, so maybe it'll get people invested into both of them again. Because Bayley seemed to was going on a trajectory that nobody was interested in her, and I think this is a way to build her back up again. So for the Sasha and Bayley feud, looking like the tires have been kicked to get the wheels rolling here, it gets my perfect.
10,
that's right.
And I just love Corey Graves' commentary. He's always like, Sasha Banks, is ready to stab somebody in the back. She's been doing it for months. Like, Corey Graves is such a goon on commentary. But I'm really looking forward to this feud because obviously it was one of the best in NXT.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the same show as last week. Last week, if you guys heard, there was a lot of list moments. There was a ton.
It was like Oprah Winfrey. You get a
list moment. You get a list moment. And you get a list moment. It might be this week. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if I get carried away again. Anyways, my first moment of the week is a perfect 10 moment, and it's gonna go to NXT, and it's gonna go to Shayna Baszler. It's weird how I say this. A lot of people don't see how high I am with Shayna Baszler. I love the way that they're pushing her. Yeah, it sucks. A lot of people argue that it should have been her to win against Amber Moon at the last TakeOver event. I actually like the build that they're doing with her. I love that she's run through almost the entire division right now. It's what you needed to do from the start with her, and it did exactly that. And I love the current direction they're doing with Shayna Baszler. She's great on the mic. It's so weird. You think with Shayna Baszler that her transition from MMA to WWE would be a rocky one, but since she's come over to WWE, she's looked really good. And she's actually helping also Ronda Rousey train the Performance Center. So you can believe that. A girl that's newly transitioned to WWE is training another MMA person coming to WWE already. So I like it. You can see how intense she was in her yelling at the commentary and how good that came off. She didn't botch at all. So I'm very, very proud of Shayna Baszler, and I'm loving the work they're doing with her in her current direction. So my perfect 10 superstar of the week is Shayna Baszler, and she gets my perfect
10,
That's right.
Can't disagree with that.
Cuber Girl 125's 10 moment is the House Hardy is coming to Raw very goddamn soon. I've seen the tweets. We're getting closer and closer to the full Broken Brilliance, and I cannot wait for that because I saw the video of Vanguard 1 outside one of the arenas with Matt Hardy, and the club was featured in it. I got to tag you in it, Cappy, because you're going to die once you see it.
See, what I don't understand was that kind of pissed me off was the fact that Matt Hardy won that match on Sunday. Like, I feel like he should have had to, he had to pull out all the stops to be Bray Wyatt by bringing in all of, his props and everything. I feel like he should have went down 0-2 and then won the last match at Mania.
And Cupid Girls 125's list moment is Angle's acting skills are terrible. Oh, I feel bad for him because the picture is being just thrown around Twitter of him getting punched in the face by Triple H and him just looking up at the ceiling with the dumbest look on his face. I feel so bad for him, but yeah, it is what it is. What is your next?
Or when he said
or
WrestleMania
superstar?
21.
Yeah, he meant 31. Good job, Angle. Good job.
I'm gonna have to give another 10 moment to Raw this week.
What?
Yep. I'm giving my other 10 moment to The Miz. and that great
okay.
promo that
okay,
he cut.
to a superstar. I thought you were giving it to Raw in general. I'm like, oh.
No.
Ooh.
No, I'm giving it
Okay.
to The Miz for that awesome
Yes.
promo he cut before that match he had with Seth Rollins, and for the entire way that the IC title feud is shaping up. It looks like we're getting Miz versus Rollins
Finally.
versus Baszler, which looks like it's going to be an awesome match. I'm really looking forward to that. Way more than the Universal title, well, that's shaping up to be. But Miz just cutting one of his typical Miz awesome promos, talking about how he's been here for so long, and he's the one that brings prestige to the IC title, and he's the one that deserves to be main eventing WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, which I kind of laughed to be like the 2-minute squash. But Miz just doing what he does best, and he's like the best mid-card heel over the last decade. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
And then Rollins, obviously, they've been showcasing him a lot lately with obviously the Iron Man match, not the Iron Man match, but he literally was an Iron Man for 60 minutes last week. So, and then he had a good showing in the Chamber, and then this week against Miz. And then they made Miz go one-on-one with both of them simultaneously. I didn't really understand that.
Yeah, and he lost to them twice. Like, he lost twice. I'm like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make Rollins and Balor look credible enough to be against Miz, but that kind of just buries Miz in a way. Like, I feel like they should have done something. Like, it shouldn't have been clean. There's something missing there.
Well, the match with Balor it wasn't clean because Miz had already just had a match, so it wasn't really. He kind of got beaten up by Rollins, and
maybe
then
Miz should have won the second match at least. Maybe Rollins comes back in and distracts Balor, creating some intensity to this build.
Again, I'm not going to hate on it too much because I really liked how they're building this IC title match, and I really like the way that they did the segments and the matches this week. So I'm actually giving another 10 moment to The Miz, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, the whole IC title thing. This week it gets my perfect.
10.
All right, 2 10s. Maybe it's going to be different this week. We handed out a bunch of list moments last week.
I think I have an honorable mention list moment, though.
Oh, okay. Cuba Girl's another list
say.
moment. What the hell are they going to do with Elias and Braun? Oh, yeah.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
So, now that you say that, I want to bring this up. I actually read something today. Don't know if it's true or not. Again, I'm flipping through the dirt sheets. Apparently, they might not do the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They might do a woman's version, like a Mae Young Memorial Battle Royal or a Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal. Apparently, that's the plan. Is to not do the men's one this year and do the women's one instead.
But what's the point of having the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? It's supposed to be every year at Mania.
I know. Apparently, the according to this report, their officials backstage are leading more and more to completely nix it. I'm like shocked.
Well, yeah, when you have Mojo Rawley win it last year,
or like the last, every year, it literally means nothing. You don't get anything from it. You just get to stand beside the statue for the first couple of weeks of Raw, and then you never see the trophy again. So, like, it should have from the start. It should have meant title opportunity or number one contendership. They should have done that from the start. And now it's run its course basically.
Well, if you had Sin Cara win it, then maybe it would have been credible.
Yeah, they could have renamed it to the Sin Cara Memorial Battle Royal.
Put his mask on top.
Yeah, I could see that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But you want to say your moment before I give my honorable mention?
Yes, I'll say my next moment, and it's a list moment. Unfortunately, it's not 2 10 moments, and that's going to the direction they're doing with John Cena. I think this week was very lazy. They could have done They could have done a way better job than what they did. I only watched SmackDown this week. I tuned it on to see what they were going to do with Cena.
Oh my God! Can you talk about the opening of that?
Oh, okay. So, and this will be added into it because
ties into it.
20 seconds in to SmackDown, John Cena's coming out. So, everyone backstage and the people in the truck, everyone should be on the ball. Like, hey, we're going to open with John Cena. We should have everything ready to go. Like his entrance music, the lighting, the graphics on the screen. No. Apparently, John Cena is part of the Bludgeon Brothers. I guess I've missed SmackDown so much I completely forgot that they added John Cena to. He's the third man of the Bludgeon Brothers.
He's the third man.
I tweeted that. I was dying as that's all I was thinking about. I forgot because John Cena is a Bludgeon Brother going into WrestleMania this year. So we now have John Cena's path for WrestleMania. He's going to be in a triple threat tag team feud with the Bludgeon Brothers. He's going to be dressed up.
You see him in the whole outfit?
That would be creepy look. It'd be like when we saw Angle in the Shield outfit. Like
Or Roddy Strong in the AOP outfit.
Yeah, it'd just be like, oh, what the fuck? Anyways, so they screwed up there. And they also screwed up his direction. They should have come out and said Cena is challenging Nakamura for his WrestleMania spot. They even had their little stupid stare down in the entranceway when they both pointed at the sign. Of course, they pointed at the fucking sign.
I mean, you can't point at the sign. You have to point at
It's
the
not
sign.
WrestleMania season until you point at the sign.
But that's
no
the
one's
thing,
pointing
like,
at the sign. No one knows.
If you're gonna have Asuka put her title up against or shot up against Nia, why not do Nakamura?
They should have. This one at least makes sense. It's a way to see him to get into the main event of WrestleMania, and it would have made Fastlane look better. You would have had Nakamura has no match for Fastlane now. What the fuck? So you make the champion be in a 6-pack challenge, but the challenger who's got the Royal Rumble spot can sit back and do absolutely nothing. Right. Anyways, they should have had John Cena face Nakamura for his title spot, but instead they had John Cena face AJ Styles in the main event, which is a good match, but terrible result. I would have had Cena win that match. And then now he's in this 6-pack challenge at Fastlane. Just keep adding more and more people. I even saw someone tweeting a picture of the entire SmackDown roster. He's like, the new main event has been announced for Fastlane, and it shows every male competitor on the SmackDown roster on the graphic for Fastlane.
Yeah, and like you said, makes Styles weak going into that match.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the WWE champion, your prestigious title, because your other title is never going to be on the show since the guy walks out or just no shows. So this is your major title right now, and then you have him lose on the road to WrestleMania and onto a 6-pack challenge? How am I supposed to believe that Styles is going to win this match if Cena beat him to get into the match?
And then what about what he did on Raw with the whole Undertaker tease thing?
Right, yeah, and that too. Oh, fuck, it really jerked my heartstrings too, man. And apparently it's impossible, and there's other reports saying that it's going to happen. They're just waiting, and I'm seeing the fence on this one. Everyone's literally on the fence about this match happening. I'm just going to say this. I don't care if it happens because literally it's been a match I've been wanting to see for years and years and years, and people come back at me and say that, oh, it's too late for that now. You got to let it go. It's like holding on to an old dog, and it's like, you know what? Just if they're going to do it, just get it over with. Like, what is Taker going to do anyways? If he's not training right now for a WrestleMania match, what's he doing? He's retired. Why is he training like a freaking madman to be in the next strongman competition if he's not going to wrestle at WrestleMania? He doesn't need to do that. Yeah, he can stay in shape, but not at the weights he's lifting. Oh, he's gonna put over Braun Strowman because clearly Braun Strowman has to go through every big guy. Yeah, and this honorable mention gets tied into this list moment with these stupid, ridiculous rumors of Rey Mysterio going to be facing John Cena. Like, what? Justin Barrasso, Sports Illustrated, man. What? Where did you hear this? And how is this a credible source that Rey Mysterio is going to face John Cena at WrestleMania? How is that a WrestleMania match? How is that even going to start?
Is this end of an era match? What is this?
Oh, plus it's impossible. He's got a New Japan wrestling match literally days before Mania. He's got other dates scheduled, and it's just it's not going to happen. What are you doing? Who started that rumor? That's funny. It's funny. But anyways, for all that piled up into a nice basket of bullshit,
You know what? You just made the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Cena begging for opportunities over here. Next he's going to go to NXT or 205 Live begging for opportunities.
Yeah, I want a chance at this Cruiserweight Championship. I'll cut weight. I'll get right down to 205 Live. I'll get down to 205 and cut weight.
Charlotte's Challenger. Or no, the funny picture I sent you, it was Cena in the Riot Squad.
Yeah. No, we're going to get week and week promos of Cena training backstage, losing weight to drop the 205.
And again, if he wanted to look credible in the main event, he should have been facing Sin Cara.
I think the main event of WrestleMania should be Cena Sin Cara. That way we can definitely we say it all the time about Sin Cara. This could definitely elevate Sin Cara into that caliber. So
I mean, that's the best thing you said all night.
That's my main event. I don't want to see Reigns and Lesnar. I want to see
that's my main event.
I want to see Sin Cara and John Cena.
Oh yeah, the Usos promo was also very good with the New Day. And then the Bludgeon Brothers came out, but
yeah, that was good.
So my honorable mention this week was, for some reason, when the fuck did Mickie James turn heel?
Oh, yeah,
like,
that was pretty bad.
Why? What was the point of that? Like, she came out last couple weeks, and like Alexa seemed to be like trying to manipulate her, but it looked like Mickey wasn't believing it. And then all of a sudden this week she comes out and she's just like best friends with her again.
It literally was like the fastest transition from babyface to heel I've ever seen.
It's like Big Show's 15 turns. Like even those were better than this.
Yeah. So like, I'm gonna hit the button now. You know what? That makes the list.
You just made the list.
Mickey makes the list. I'm sorry. She makes it.
Oh, I don't understand what the point of turning Mickey James heel was, and like it just happened out of nowhere, like no warning at all, and it was like out of the blue. I didn't understand. So that really sucked. Leading to another 6-woman tag.
Oh, 6-woman tags! I can't wait for those.
They might as well just have like. I saw in my PW Insider magazine or Illustrated, there's a belt in a promotion that is a 6-person tag belt. They should have that for the women at this point, because that's all we get on Raw and SmackDown are 6-woman tags.
Ugh. Now they're gonna have a show. 6-woman live.
6.
Just 3 matches of 6-woman tag team matches. They're combined both rosters.
They're gonna have the same song as the Mixed Pack Challenge. I'm giving it up.
Oh God, I'd lose my mind. I hate that theme song.
So yes, I gave out 2 10 moments and an honorable mention list moment this week, which is better than usual.
It's better than perfect.
Okay, Curtis Axel.
That's it for the list of 10, guys. We'll get into your fan tweets out there, and if you guys want to tweet into the show and tweet into the show, have them read at the end of the podcast, you can tweet us at NoHoldsBarredWP. I usually send out the tweet on a Wednesday, or you can just tweet us whenever you want during Raw or SmackDown. We'll leave it up to you guys. Just use, you know what? I'm going to say use the hashtag #LowdownShow, and then we'll read them here live on the air. I'll start that next week. But let's get into the tweets out there, and we'll start off with CubaGirl125. Our Twitter fan of the month for last month, and then we're going to announce the Twitter fan of the month for the month of February next week's show, so stay tuned for that.
Say her name.
Say her name. I don't know if she wants me to use her real name on the air, so I will not. I'll respect your privacy there. She puts, what's next for Tyler Bate? I heard he has backstage heat with some of the wrestlers, but who else do you see Tyler going up against? I want to see an EC3 versus Tyler Bate match. Tyler Bate's tough. Right now he's on a big losing streak. I don't know where he goes from here, but again, like we said, he's very young, 20 years old. Guy's got a huge and big career ahead of him. As for what we do with him, I don't know. I don't think he's got a spot in TakeOver New Orleans, to be honest. I really hope, like we said before, that they bring the UK Championship as the mid-card title for NXT. Hopefully they're going to do that once all the big call-ups happen after WrestleMania. So, yeah, I'm not sure yet. I got nothing. You got anything, Corporate Cappy? Do you think you have any like potential dream matches you'd want to see Tyler Bate in?
Enzo Amore.
Because, you know, he didn't do it according to that sign this week.
The fight for Liv Morgan.
Wow.
Anyways, but not really. I mean, I'd love to see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate fight forever, but...
Yeah. I can't think of it off the top of my head, man. I'd love to see him and Gargano go at it, but we know Gargano's on the way out. I think
Surprised you didn't say your boy Ricochet yet.
Oh, yeah, Ricochet. Leo Rush. There's another guy. We don't know where the hell that guy is. He's probably nothing for him, too, so they're waiting. I'd say 205 Live. I think 205 Live is going to get a big overhaul, too, after Mania. We're going to get a little bit more added to the roster. So I'm hyped for that. So maybe Tyler Bate goes 205 Live.
Well, I mean, he already had the 205. He was already in the tournament, so it kind of makes sense.
But anyways, again, like we said, he's young, so still a lot ahead of him. Next thing from Cuba Girl, she puts, if you could have 2 NXT superstars at the Bullet Club's all-in event, who would you choose? I would have Alistair Black and Almas. Have Alistair go up against Omega would be a fantastic match. Holy moly, Alistair Black and Omega would tear the house down. Superstars. Adam Cole, because I want to see Adam Cole get his revenge on Omega for kicking him out of the Bullet Club. 100%. I'd love to see that. Or Ricochet face someone on that event, whether it be Will Ospreay again, because we know their match from a couple years ago was really good, or I'd say maybe Okada versus Ricochet. I think that's a match that we haven't seen that a lot of people would enjoy. But yeah, definitely my number one would be Adam Cole getting his revenge on Kenny Omega for sure.
Oh, Bullet Club.
Yeah. For life.
NWO ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not. I'm not even gonna say my two. I had two, and I'm not even gonna say them because.
No.
Well, I mean, all right, I'll say them. I'm gonna say Hardbody Mahal and James Ellsworth.
NXT superstars appear on the All In show.
I mean, Jinder deserves to be in
current NXT superstars.
Okay, James Ellsworth.
He's not on NXT. I'm going to just say him for you. I hope you probably say your boy Tito Sabatelli goes one-on-one with Kenny Omega or something, or him and Riddick Moss facing the Young Bucks. There you go. There's your corporate pick.
Or maybe the Street Profits against the Young Bucks. I don't know.
Oh, I'd love that. I actually like that.
I was going to say EC3, but...
Oh, EC3, man. NXT's roster is so goddamn stacked. It's incredible. And they use them to their good potential, right? They use them to their right potential. Unlike the main roster, they have the superstars and potential there, but they're like, oh, no, you can't get over on your own. Can't be doing that. We're just going to push you off to the side there. Oh, 10 chance. No, we got to stop that.
Yeah, Rusev, most over guy right now for merch, and nope, not getting pushed.
Tiffany did tweet during the show, so she was really ready for the Cara, Zane, and Baszler match. Thank you, Tiffany, for that. It was a really good match. I thought it was great. Michael Chow TV, guys, another wrestling podcast. Go check him out on Spreaker again and give him a follow. Came home late, so currently watching the show right now. Here are some general questions. If William Regal left NXT, who would you like to see replace him as the new NXT GM? I'd pick either Mick Foley or Sting. It's got the gif of like Sting like wrestling this little kid, and I believe this has been a commercial. He's like wrestling this little kid and like literally destroying him all over the house. What is this? And like throwing him into a cabin. It's got to be like an old WCW commercial. But to replace William Regal, oof,
no one, because he's the best.
If he would ever leave, though, you know what I mean? Like if ever the time came that he would leave, I'd say Eric Bischoff.
God damn, you took what I was going to say.
To me, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Eric Bischoff would be really good for NXT.
I want to see Eric Bischoff with one more run as a GM on any WWE show. Yeah. I don't care what it is.
I think it would be interesting. NXT is like an interesting concept.
The guy really was cool. So over. Anytime that he comes back, he gets cheered like beyond belief. Mm-hmm. Guy's over still.
I can't think of anyone else. Unless Dane O'Brien came down after leaving the main roster. I don't know. I'm going to stick with Bischoff.
I can't think of anybody right now. Yeah, I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. I can't think of anyone right now.
Michael Chow puts question, if the rumor draft is true after Mania, who are your top 5 NXT stars to get drafted to the main roster and where? My picks are Authors of Pain to Raw. Obviously, that's going to be mine for the Roman Reigns security team. Sanity, which is Eric Young, Wolf, and Nikki Cross to Raw, so this is without Killian Dane. That's very interesting. Lars Sullivan to SmackDown, Peyton Royce to SmackDown with Billy Kay. My top 5 would be Ember Moon to SmackDown, because that division needs a overhaul. Authors of Pain to Raw for a Roman security team. Sanity to SmackDown, because I want to see them and the Bludgeon Brothers go at it. 4th, Peyton Royce, SmackDown too. I think they need to get both Ember Moon and Peyton Royce. They need a big overhaul in that division. And then 5, Lars Sullivan would be on Raw for me because I want to see him and Braun Strowman go at it as well.
And he's a guy Vince would love to have on Raw.
Yeah, and Braun Strowman,
big guys.
Strowman needs another guy like him to get up against. He needs another guy his size, his persona. You know what I mean? Like another big, huge, dominant force to go up against. Because right now he's just running through guys half his size, and they have to do such a good job of selling it. So I think Lars Sullivan Raw for sure. Yeah. I
think those are the obvious choices, and I agree with every single one of them. Because right now, who else would get called up?
You can't call anyone else up. You can't. They're fresh in NXT, and the other ones need to stay there.
I love the rest of the people. Yeah, the veterans that have been there for a while, the ones that we'd call up.
I'd love Dillinger to go back down. That would be awesome. Maybe, and at this point, Bobby Roode, because he's been useless ever since he got called up. So Lastly,
face Bobby Roode, man, it's great.
Oh, I almost threw up a little bit. Lastly, since John Cena is a free agent, if he decided to do one NXT TakeOver match before he retired, who in NXT would you want to see him face? I think the obvious choice here would be John Cena versus Alistair Black. Holy shit.
I'd probably say Adam Cole.
I was going to say Adam Cole. I think they would work out in a match more than Alistair Black's style of wrestling. Adam Cole and John Cena could build such a great storyline. I'd see them, and you can always have the numbers game always against it. Maybe they get banned from ringside, and it's just one-on-one Adam Cole versus John Cena. I'd pick Adam Cole 100%. I'd love to see that.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
What about if Drew McIntyre came back?
It's tough. Maybe. I guess they're the same slow style, in the ring. But
Yeah.
because Cena has been improved even at this late stage, and how you saw what he did on SmackDown this week. He pulled what is that move called? It's almost like he does basically a flip powerbomb pin.
Oh, the Code Red.
Code Red, God, man, the guy can still go. So I think him and Adam Cole can have a really good dynamic kind of match. So. As for the last tweet, I'll play it just for a short bit here. I'm not going to play it too loud because it really wasn't a good tweet. But that goes to Glorious Greg. That's right. It goes to Glorious Greg. And unfortunately, he couldn't get his tweets this week. As he wrote into the show, he put down, won't be able to make it today, gents, due to studying for midterms, but have a glorious show and happy Rusev Day. So thank you, Glorious Greg. He was our he is our Twitter fan of the year for the year of 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have your own theme song played before your tweets, all you have to do is win the 2018 Fan of the Year. We announced that at our end of the year Slammies, and all you have to do to get picked for that is just participate with us, chat with us live on the air, tweet at us, and you're automatically entered into that, and we decide at the end of the year. But the more you participate, the more chances you get to get picked for Fan of the Year. And Glorious Greg, we are working on a crate to send to you. We're going to try to make this one really good, so we're taking time on making it. So stay tuned, and we'll be in contact with your shipping info very soon. Other than that, that's it for the tweets, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very, very much. And thank you for your support. If you don't tweet in, thank you for your ears and listening to us rant about the WWE, talking about the number one show in the WWE and the A show in NXT, and listening to us with our segments at the end here and reading your tweets out there. We really do appreciate the love and support from you guys every single week.
I'm just sad there was no gender on TV this week.
Oh, I know. You must have been... Man, speaking of pulling on the heartstrings, man, how did you feel you didn't get to see your boy this week?
No, the SmackDown rating clearly must have been down this week because Jinder wasn't on TV.
They had to have been. They must have been so down. It's probably why they've been so down, ladies, because he's not on TV, right?
Yeah, they had a segment where some they had some weird dude or weird chick coming out as the other Singh person this week.
Yeah,
I don't even know who she. Apparently, she's a huge YouTube star or something. I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah, and Jason Jordan's off TV. It's a sad time.
Oh, yeah. Such a sad moment.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, before we end the show, I just want to get a couple plugs out of the way, guys. Michael Chow TV, go check him out, guys. Good wrestling podcast, talks about Raw and SmackDown every week. Go check out That Ass Podcast. Tiffany here that was live in the chat with us. Thank you for listening, guys. They do awesome relationship-based podcast. They do Free for All on YouTube. Go check them out on YouTube. Subscribe to them and follow them on Twitter. And go follow the co-host James as well. As for the other plugs, guys, go check out our boys WrestleRumble.com. They do a fantastic pick'em contest, and they got a big one coming up for Fastlane. Details will be released soon. Go check them out at WrestleRumble on Twitter. Also, go check out Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand. They have a fantastic wrestling-based clothing line. www.collarandelbowbrand.com. Great wrestling shirts that are all made by former wrestling star Al Snow. If you didn't know that, Corporate Cappy, former wrestling WWE star Al Snow, makes the Collar and Elbow Wrestling brand T-shirts. And we have a promo code by our friend JumboRef123 on Twitter, friend of Tiffany. He gave us a promo code to give to our fans, and that is promo code Jumbo. You will save 10% on checkout once you use the promo code Jumbo. So if you guys like their shirts, I'm told their hoodies are very comfortable, so go check them out. And lastly, but not least, ExtremeWrestlingShirts.com, guys. They specialize in pro wrestling and MMA apparel with over 50,000 t-shirts, sweatshirts, costumes, DVDs, and pendants in stock. And the best part of it all, it's free shipping to USA and Canada. All you got to do is pay for the item itself. No fees, no taxes, no nothing. Just pay for the item, and then your item gets freely shipped to your house. Or you can choose to have expedited shipping. You got to pay for that, but free standard shipping on all orders. And if you are living in the rest of the world, you have to buy 3 items, and the shipping is then free. But once you check out the website, you're going to want to buy more than 3 items. You're going to want to buy 8, 9, 10, 11 items. You're going to want to fill up that cart. So, guys, go check them out. www.extremewrestlingshirts.com.
Sounds like it's best for business.
It is best for business. Very, very best for business. So go check them out. But that is going to wrap it up. I don't think I have anything else. Do you have anything else over there, Corporate Cappy?
No more corporate comments from me tonight.
So that's going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the Lowdown Show. Episode 92, very close to 100, right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. Your Canadian wrestling podcast that talks about the NXT and the WWE and No Holds Barred on anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. Follow myself at Real Kyle Masters. Follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy. If you want to follow us on Instagram, No Holds Barred WP is where you can find us on there. And if you want to listen to us on the go, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Spreaker is where you can find us. Spreaker is a glorious podcast app that is free to download and is available for all Android and Apple devices. It allows you to chat with us live on the air, and it's free to make a profile, and you can listen to all previous episodes of the podcast. If you want to watch any video versions of this podcast, youtube.com/NHBWR is where you can find that. There's 2K content, unboxings, and like I said, all video versions of the podcast. Hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for all upload updates. I'm your host, as always, of the Lowdown Show, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. And every week here on the Lowdown Show, I'm always joined by my co-host. He is the blissful boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Lana is the best. Lana number 1.
Lana is best. Lana number 1. Okay, that's enough for me. But guys, we are always reminding you to keep it on the Lowdown.